Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. I hope you are well and I hope some people will join. I do realise that this clashes with Park Run. For those of you doing Park Run, this will be saved so that you can give it a go tomorrow morning or any time in the week. So we're going to do a full body workout. I'm going to give you an idea of the kind of workouts we get up to in the Owning Your Menopause app, which has live workouts every morning at 6:30. You can do those on catch up if 6:30 doesn't work for you. But here this morning, we're going to do around about half an hour of movement just to wake ourselves up and power on into Saturday with a nice full body circuit. Hopefully you've got some weights. If you haven't, don't worry too much. I will try and make modifications, but that is the one thing about what I do offer is that I really, really, really want every household to have dumbbells at home so that you can join in with these workouts. I am going to turn off the comments. How do I do that? I haven't done one of these for a while. So that you can see the workouts. Right, let's get cracking. So, as always, as we start the class, just grounding our heels down into the floor, really connecting with the ground underneath us. Give your pelvic floors a little squeeze up, squeezing those glutes so that we've got a nice solid foundation underneath us, supporting our lower back. And let's just work into those shoulders. Okay, so just taking the mat together, one at a time, whichever feels better for you this morning. We're all going to have our own sort of feelings and perhaps kind of niggles or tension, so just work into what works for you. And as you can see, my knees are bent. I'm nice and soft through my knees. I'm not locking them out. As soon as we lock our knees out, belly pops, lower back becomes a little bit of a risk point for injury. Deep breath, inhale, and then just switching out that movement. Okay, so bringing those shoulders forwards and again together, one at a time, whichever just allows you for that nice fluid movement. Taking a little step, pointing your toes out to the side around about 45 degrees. Let's just shimmy down for a little half sumo squat. Back through our heels, weight down. Okay, tilt the pelvis forward, so if your bottom's sticking out, squeeze that forward, belly button to spine, nice and tall. Reaching those arms up to the ceiling, and then just reach up with that left, just that lovely stretch down that left side of the rib cage. And then reaching up with your right, just pulling up. I always yawn when I do this one. Just really allows that lovely stretch. Opening up, squeezing that belly button back into your spine. Reach, well done. You feel that in your legs as well. Try maybe dropping a little bit in that sumo if you can. Squeeze the pelvic floors, tilt the pelvis. 4, inhale, exhale. 3, well done. 2, and 1, taking those arms up. Squeeze the glutes as you come to standing. Wiggle those toes forward, opening up the hands, reaching around the back. So just grabbing those hands at the back, fluffing out that chest. Inhale, reaching around, looking down at the floor. And again, nice and solid through the middle. Squeezing that belly button back into spine. Don't force your head down. Soft in the knees. Well done. Okay, taking a nice big step to the back of your mat. We're going to come in for 5 walkouts. Now, obviously, depending on your level, you might feel like you want to come down onto your knees. So we're just walking out here, like I said, really happy for you to come here. Now, if you come here, squeeze that belly button. If you come here, squeeze that belly button up to the spine and squeeze the glutes. And then driving back. 4 more. Walking out, 2, 3, squeeze, wrist, elbow, shoulder line. Nice and strong, and back. And again, 3 more. Well done. Taking that back, squeezing it up. Well done. And final one. Inhale, exhale. Lovely. Okay, walking that back up. Coming just to your center point here, I'm going to get us to take some ankle circles around. Again, one of the things I see when I work with lots of women is that we, by default, through life, we have little, I can't even think now, my brain is not working. You'll have little imbalances, tighter parts of the body, ankles, ankle mobility, really, really important. especially as we age. Okay, so by just working into the ankles here, that's going to allow you also to make sure that when you squat, we get that nice depth of squat that we're looking for, and there's no restriction through our ankles. So just for a moment, taking those ankles round both ways, okay, so that they just ease up a little. I'm going to quickly do one little trick just to help you. If you have something that can elevate your heels, okay, so for instance, I'm taking a lighter dumbbells, I'm putting them here, and then I'm going to stand, okay, with my heels on the back. And this is just for anybody that feels when they're squatting, they're doing this, okay, so they're literally looking at the floor, rather than allowing their chest to be nice and proud, as if you had like an emblem or a logo, I'd be able to see it. I may be going into too much detail, but just even if we can nail our squats here this morning, that's a win. So with those heels elevated, you'll feel you're able to keep your chest high, you're coming down, and we're working on glutes. So we're targeting the area for which the exercise is designed. So coming in here, let's come into some squats. Heels elevated if you're able to. And when we come down, pause, squeeze up. Come down, pause, squeeze up. Well done. Okay, let's go for 6 more. Maybe going a little bit deeper if that feels good. Remember, everyone is coming at this from their own level. No one is your competition, just you. 4 more. 4. Squeeze it up. Well done. 3. Inhale, exhale. 2. Lovely. Squeeze. And 1. Okay. So we might add in some of those elevated squats as we go through our workout. Okay, we're going to get cracking. I want you to be really mindful. We've not done a proper warm-up like we would normally, just because of time constrictions. So with this first round of all the exercises we're doing, bear that in mind. Don't give it absolutely everything. See it as a warm-up round. We're going to do 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, because that makes it a much easier way to teach when I'm teaching and I can't see you and everyone's moving at their own different pace. Okay, so we're going to come down to the floor and we are going to start with some mountain climbers. So class today, a little bit of heart racing and a little bit of weights. So coming down in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so bringing that left knee to the right elbow. Right knee to right elbow. Squeezing those glutes, nice and strong, wrists, elbows, shoulders. We're not running. If you want to run the knees through and you're up for that, absolutely go for it. But we're going to start nice and slow here. If it feels too much at any point for anybody, because you're just starting out, just stop. Take a deep breath and come back to it. Okay? Working time is 45 seconds. If you feel like doing 30 seconds, that's fine. Just to say here now, you've got 5 more seconds of your mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, we're going to come up. We're going to go for a bent over row. Now if you have weights, that's great. If you don't worry too much. But starting with a lower set of weights, from here, driving your hips back, squeezing those shoulder blades up, that gaze is front facing, and just lift those weights, squeeze and crunch those shoulder blades together at the top. Okay, so inhaling, exhaling, lifting those weights up. Okay, so starting with the lower set. Now if you don't have weights, just do that movement here, squeeze the shoulder blades. And the most important teaching tip on this one is that if you look at your shoulders, I'm going to come in here, we want to avoid this. Okay, so we want to avoid that curve at the top of the spine. So think of my shoulder blades going back into the sockets and coming in here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and resting. Well done. Okay, from those bent over rows, we're coming back into our squats. And again, now if you wanted to, it felt good with that elevation, use that. If not, I'd love you to have a weight. You can do it without the elevation through the heels, and off we go. Into that squat. Inhale, exhale, up. Well done. Nice and steady. Feel that heart rate going up. Okay? That's what we want to achieve. We don't need to do that by throwing ourselves around. I will always say HIIT has a place, but we really want to be focusing on lifting those weights, building that strength. Inhale, exhale, well done. Okay, 10 more seconds. Lovely. Nice and steady. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to come down to the floor. I'm going to give you 2 choices here for a sit-up. So for those of you who want to, perhaps we're just starting here, you're going to come into a dead bug. Okay, so that's here, opposite arm and leg, squeezing that belly button down. For those of you that would like more of a challenge, coming into an alternating jackknife. So we're lifting, control, lifting that up, squeezing that belly button, pause and down. Okay, so 2 choices there. Always going to give you a modification if that feels too much. Here, really tilt that pelvis up to the ceiling. You want the air to come out. Often when you're wearing, if you're wearing a bra top, a gym top and leggings, you might even get a little back fart if you haven't got your back to the floor and there's air underneath, okay? So just always, oh, give my brain, just always being totally transparent, keeping it real, as always. Right, we're going to come in, 2 choices again, depending on your level. Coming in here, coming down, and lifting and up. Okay, so touching the floor, lifting up and exploding. Now, if you want to, and you feel like you can, and you're up for the challenge, you can use a dumbbell. Coming in here, lift up. Pop it back down, through the heels, lift and up. Okay, so again, I want to allow for modifications. You could do it with a lighter weight, all right? Here, lift and up. And when we're lifting, the second and third rounds will be a little bit more fluid, okay? Because I just really want to make sure we're safe in this first round. Come in here, bend, lift and up. So I'm not coming over here, lifting and going up. Releasing that pressure through the lower back. Down, lift and up. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Coming into another nice shoulder move. So again, picking up your weights, depending on your starting point. Again, could use lower weights, heavier weights, back of the dumbbell, onto the shoulders, drive up into a push press. So use that lower body here, squeeze it up. As you drive those weights over the top, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, soften the knees, protecting our lower back. Well done. Inhale, exhale, keeping those elbows close to your ears as you come down. Control. Lovely. Well done. And again, feels too much, stop. All right, and just remembering this is our first round here. So don't go heavy too soon. Okay, you really want to make sure that that body is warmed up and ready. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, come down. One of my favourite moves is a bear plank tap. Okay, now you might just want to start off with a bear plank. So you're tucking your toes, squaring the hips, and just lift. Okay, so you're just lifting up. Your knees are around about 2 or 3 centimetres off the floor, wrist, elbow, shoulders. Now if that feels nice and stable, tap. Opposite shoulder. And I really want you to breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe out, squeeze your belly button up into your spine. And you're really going to feel your core wrapping, locking, becoming nice and stable, okay? Great for the pelvic floors. Great for that stability. Well done. You're almost there. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift your bottom. Inhale. Come up through downward dog. Well done. Okay, our next move. A little bit of inner thigh work. In back into the sumo, but a full sumo, not the half that we did in our warm up. So from here, take that down and up. Using those arms to guide the knees. And again, just where are those heels at? We want to always be making sure we're sitting down on our feet, and that is why I work out without shoes. Because if we have shoes or trainers often will do this in our trainers and our feet aren't in contact with the ground. Sorry, I know so much information, so much talking, but we want to make this work. You're putting in the effort, okay, and you want to see results. And if we do it properly, those results are going to happen safely and quickly. Well, not quickly, because it's never quick, but you know what I mean. Okay, coming into another little upright move, upper body move around the world. So taking a weight out here, take it round here and then back. So we're rotating those shoulders. Okay, and again, another thing that happens can happen as we come into this midlife phase is shoulder aches and pains, musculoskeletal syndrome of menopause, frozen shoulder. So we want to keep that mobilized, strong. Okay, your core is switching on here to support you, taking it round and making sure you're not moving your head around the weight, that it is coming isolated from the shoulders. Well done. Squeeze the tummy. 2, 1. Okay, good stuff. Coming back into those mountain climbers. So we're going to come down to the floor, into those mountain climbers. Again, we're going to keep them steady. I'm not about rushing in here this morning. 2, 1. Okay, there we are. Bringing that knee in. Now, if that feels like too much on the wrists, I know some people can feel that. Come onto your elbows, and I'm happy if you take into sort of more of a Spider-Man plank. Yes, it's going to train those obliques, but then it just gives those gives your wrists a rest. You can do a few of those, and then perhaps come back up into the mountain climbers. Because always thinking, how can I continue with that move if something feels off? And when I say off, if it's a sudden or sharp pain, stop. If it's just that it's kind of, a bit of pressure, and especially for women who have navigated breast cancer, static planking can be quite painful. So just, again, bearing all those things in mind. Okay, let's come back up into our squat. Choices, elevated, going weighted, and you did weighted. Pick up something heavier. Okay, challenge yourself here. You'll do less reps because you'll slow right down. Squeeze it up. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. Ooh. Tell you what, my glutes this morning on fire from yesterday. But it's good to move, just to release that tension. I can feel them easing up a little bit. Because we're still sitting back through those heels. Our chest is high here. See my heels, they're not coming up. If you feel like that's happening, pop a weight, like I said, under your heels. 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to show you how you can still do that with the weights, and then we're going to come into that row. So again, you'll notice we're on a timer, but we're not rushing. Okay, so here, so my chest is high. When we're ready, coming into that row that I spoke about, thinking about that stance, feet hip width apart, drive the hips back, squeeze the shoulder blades up, and then crush those shoulder blades together. Squeeze. Pause at the top. Squeeze that belly button and just have a look at my back. Again, I'm just going to step towards the camera just because this is so important. Okay? Here, have a look at yourself. Are you doing this or are you here? Okay, so just really focus on that form. Keep that going. Well done. Elbows nice and tight. Inhale, exhale. And feel you've gone heavier in the weights and your heart rate is going up. Okay? That is how we want that to progress and be with your progressive overload. Okay, we're back down to the floor, into our dead bugs or our alternating jackknife, whichever felt best for you. And if you did want to up the ante on the dead bug, just crunch that up. And again, just making sure that your hands, here comes my cat, please don't have a mouse. Your hands and your knees don't creep too far towards each other, okay? So there's that, or there's the jackknife. Here she comes. We normally have a little visitor sometimes in our lives. My cats. My child. Well done. Come on. Keep it going. Strong. Lift. Pause. 5 more seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so coming back into that dumbbell snatch. Again, body is warm. Have confidence to do this, but please be mindful of your lower back. Okay, so if it feels like too much, stick with a low weight. We're going back and down through the heels. Weight in the middle. Here, lift. Explode up. Come down. Switch. Inhale, exhale. Okay, well done. Taking your time. Feels too much, do it without the weight. So touch, come up. Touch, come up. You're still getting that shoulder move. Okay, still getting that mobilization through the shoulders and down. Or use a lighter weight. Well done. Keep breathing. Ooh. Good stuff. You're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from our dumbbell snatch into, keeping an eye on the time, into our push press. So could we go a little bit heavier with that push press than we did in the last round? Always just thinking of ways to build that strength. Dumbbells back of the shoulders. Drive it up. Well done. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Keeping those elbows close. Fluffing that chest up. See how my chest is open, but my knees are soft. I'm squeezing my glutes. Making sure my back is supported by that strong foundation in the middle. Well done. Come on, less than 10 seconds on this particular exercise in this round. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause a minute, feel your heart. That feels good. Okay, bear plank tap. So remember, you can do static bear, or you can bring those taps in, whichever felt right for you. So tucking those toes, squeezing up that belly button, off we go. Inhale, exhale. Well done. Nice and strong. Squeeze. Squeeze. Well done, well done. Keep it going, it's not easy. If it feels like too much, you can pause or you can rest and then come back to it. If it feels too much, I'm really happy for you to take it out into a normal plank tap. Okay, bear plank tap, quite spicy. Again, choose what works for you. 3, 2, 1. Lift the bottom. Downward dog. Grab the ankles. Look through, relax the head. Rolling up, coming into your sumo. So we didn't weight our sumo last time. So let's weight it this time if we want to. So taking that through, thinking about where we're driving our knees, staying down through those heels and squeeze. And I'm going to come in after this round world. We're just going to take a little pause. I'm just going to make sure everyone's okay. Then we'll carry on and do our final 5 or so minutes. The time goes so quickly. Okay, but just think how much good you have done for your body in that time with me here. Well done. Woo-hoo. Here she comes, the little kitty cat. That's some breakfast. 2, 1. What are you doing? You need to join our workouts, don't you, Percival? Okay, we're coming into that around the world. When we're ready, so picking up that weight.
3, 2, 1, go.
Off we go, taking it round and out. Round and out. Well done. So soften those knees. Okay, so I'm not locking out my back. Tilting my pelvis forward. And I'm squeezing my glutes. to really stabilize and support. Well done. Keep it going, come on everyone, give me a big smile. You're enjoying this, I know. Ooh. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're coming down for those mountain climbers. Let's do the mountain climbers while I'm here. And then I'm just going to check in on everybody. I can see there might be a couple of questions. Perhaps I'll just save those till the end and we'll do a little Q&A at the end. Let's go into those mountain climbers. Now if you wanted to, final push here, you could speed that up. Okay, just really kick in that heart rate. But remember, you might not feel like that today. You might have slept badly. Your body might just not be feeling it, so that's okay. So just bring it back down. What works for you? Why are you ignoring me? Well done. Promise you, I'm going to have you out of here by 9:30, half an hour. You're almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go into those squats. Okay, let's think about how our body is feeling, how heavy we could lift. All right, and again, could do them elevated if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Off we go. Down and up. Inhale, exhale. Well done, steady. Probably aiming now, with the time we've got, final round here, with the heavier weights. 10 reps, 8 reps. Well done. And drive and squeeze up. Inhale, exhale, chest high. Lovely. Feel the heart rate going up because of the weights you're lifting. 3, 2, 1. We're going to come into that row. And again, could you go a little bit heavier into your row? My heart rate is properly going. Okay? Well done. Deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Let's think about that posture. Where are our shoulders? Weight back through those heels, but body forward. Squeezing those shoulder blades up at the top. Come on, squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Well done. Nice and steady.
Halfway there.
Not long now. Don't tuck those weights under your chest, so just going to come forward again, because sometimes we see people here twisting. We don't want to twist those under. From here, we're coming in there, nice and straight. 2, 1. Well done. Okay, we're going to finish on a dumbbell snatch, just because it'll elevate that heart rate. It's a nice full body explosive move using our lower body and our upper body. Full body move, going heavier if it feels nice, and let's go for 5 on each side, okay? So again, not worrying or rushing too much. Here, lift, 1. If you can stick with one side, 2, well done. Inhale, exhale, and switch it out for 5, 4, 3, almost there, bending back to those heels, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, that is your Saturday morning workout. I'm going to come on in, I'm going to just turn on commenting. Please do cool down. I'm going to turn on commenting and I'm going to answer any of your questions. So, turn on commenting. You might not have any questions. If you don't have any questions, that's absolutely fine, but that is essentially the way that we work out in early menopause. We do upper body on a Monday, we do HIIT on a Tuesday, we do strength and conditioning on a Wednesday, we do lower body on a Thursday, we do a full body on a Friday, we have yoga on a Saturday. There is so much there. We have Pilates, we have 2 doctors We have an amazing community of people who just chat to each other daily, women like you and me who just want to feel a little bit more support, to be seen and to be heard, and to know what we're doing is right. There is so much noise out there about doing this, take this, and so much of it is just so overwhelming and confusing. And I really just want to break through the noise of what you can do for yourself. And what I do will be different to what you need to do. And that's where we can support you, okay? So how long are the workouts? Yes, there are short ones. We've got feeling rushed section. The workouts are between 30 minutes and 40 minutes, and they were all saved immediately. Quick water break would have been good, and that is why I don't think half an hour sometimes is long enough, okay? And also just have the water when you want. It's fine to have those sips. Everybody's going to want water at different times. So the water break I gave you might not be the water break that somebody else wanted to have. So have your water to hand and take it when you want to. We really focused on strength, and as you can see, I think this is just a really good example because people always say weights are really expensive. We do have a discount with a weights company. We have loads of discounts on the app as well. But I've used 3s, 5s, 8s, 10s this morning. I've got 12s, I've got 15s, I've got 17 and a halves. And I will use all of those. Perhaps sometimes in one workout, perhaps sometimes not. So your buying weights is never, ever, ever a bad investment, okay? Because you will use them all. And even when you're using the bigger weights, you'll still use the smaller weights because there are some moves that are really, really hard to build on. For instance, the lateral raise. So taking your arms out to the side. I can't yet do that with my 8s, so I still need my 3s and my 5s. I'm trying to think of other moves. So you're always going to use them, so please don't feel like they're a bad investment. The next question. I am saving this, so you can do it tomorrow morning. And I'm also going to upload it to YouTube. I did try to put it on YouTube because I have a YouTube channel, but I don't use it. And I wanted to go live on YouTube as well, but it didn't work. So I'm hopefully going to be able to share this on YouTube. I'm also going to be doing a little bit more cooking on YouTube because food is, again, so much noise around food. None of us know how to eat anymore. Connection. Okay, we're back. Yes, I've had to completely retrain myself how to eat, having done every diet under the sun in my youth. Still feel like I'm in my youth, so, whatever, when I was younger. And I now eat 3 meals a day, really good big meals a day. And it's taken a very, very long time to train myself to do that because I was scared. And I'm totally honest about that. I was scared to lift weights because I thought that I had to run, I had to do HIIT, and I had to sweat my body in order to make changes. And those changes were always about the aesthetics. Those were always the physical changes. And now I don't care. Now it is about strength, absolutely being strong for life. And I had a recent situation where this was very, very clear to me. I won't tell you what happened because it's not my story to tell, but it meant carrying buckets and buckets of water and towels, wet towels. And all I know is that I was never more appreciative of being able to have explosive strength and calm in a situation. So those are the things I would say. A couple of questions. Do I take electrolytes? No. I don't take that. You don't need electrolytes. And I had this conversation on my podcast episode with Emma Bardwell that is coming out. We talked about electrolytes. Unless you are perhaps, we're all athletes. I like to think that we are all athletes. But unless you are training specifically for, an Ironman, or you're perhaps doing a marathon, or you're doing all these things where your body really needs that replacement, water is your best thing. And actually, if you're spending money on electrolytes, I would spend money on other things like creatine. So if it was a choice, I'd say creatine over electrolytes. I'd say creatine over collagen. I'd say creatine, just creatine is what I would say. Always take creatine. Vitamin D, omega, magnesium. Making sure you're reaching your calcium through your food, protein through your food, fibre through food, everything through food, and then those extra supplements if you need them. And make sure that you know that you need them rather than just spending money because somebody on Instagram says that you need them, okay? I don't know what you need. You know what you need. And I think that is what we really have to stick to, especially in this life stage, because electrolytes might work for you if you sweat a lot, actually. That was another thing Anna said. Depending on, if you're a really sweaty person, that might work. I generally don't actually sweat that much, she says. It's kind of glowy and sweaty. So yes, that's what I would say about the electrolytes. Creatine, what do I take? I take a brand called Momentous. So it's a lovely clean brand, and I actually also have their protein powder on the days that I am perhaps on the go and I don't feel I'll be able to reach my protein targets through food. It's clean, it's unflavoured protein powder, so it's got no added sugars. And the creatine, when you take a creatine, avoid gummies, avoid tablets. You want a nice powder with nothing else added to it. 100% creatine monohydrate is all you need. Please don't fall for this has got added, because the efficacy of the supplement that you are then taking is diluted because they've added other things. And equally, if you then take, let's say you take, I don't know, a creatine with added things, but then you also take a supplement that has got the stuff that the creatine has got in, you're likely to be taking too much of perhaps that one vitamin. So really go deep into it and make sure that it's for you. So I'm going to let you all, if you've got no questions, head out into your Saturdays. Didn't know what day it was for a minute. Any questions, this is going to be saved, pop them in the comments. I will always get back to you. We've got a challenge at the moment, but that's well underway. But we have got some incredible discounts for the app. If anyone is interested, I'll perhaps save this, link it to ManyChat and send you the codes. There's an annual code at the moment, which is 40% off an annual membership, which takes it down to £96 for the year, which when you actually see what is in the app is an extraordinarily competitive price. And I would, if I could, do all of this for nothing, because I just want everyone to lift weights, but sadly I can't. So have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. It's been so nice. Thank you so much for your time, your questions and your interest. And I will save this down and yeah, enjoy, and I'll see you all soon.